101.3 KGOT, Alaska's number one music station. Good morning, 8:30 on this Tuesday, August 25th. And on the phone with me right now, the Anchorage Mayor, Ethan Berkowitz. Good morning, sir.
Morning, how you doing?
I'm doing well for this rainy Tuesday. We were just talking off air a little bit about this is like, usually this time of year, we call it state fair weather.
Well, I keep looking out over the horizon, and I see I told you, some possible not rain out there. So.
It might be in the forecast. We might see some dry conditions this weekend. So it's a big day, I know, for the assembly. There's another little assembly meeting tonight at the Lusac Library. But I just want to stay positive. I think there's so much negativity going on in the world. I just want to hear about what's going on good in our neighborhoods. Who's standing out to you?
Well, I got to tell you, there's some really good news that came to the municipality this last week on our financial front. The sale of Municipal Light and Power seems to have cleared the final hurdle with the Regulatory Commission, and we are set for a closing date at the end of October, which is really good news. And I just cannot thank the people who work at ML&P enough for just their incredible dedication and perseverance against what has been a really long and difficult transition. So I want to thank them. We also have to thank all the people that negotiated this really complicated deal. And finally, I want to make sure that we thank the folks over at Chugach who are going to take over stewardship of an incredible company and have a real responsibility to the ratepayers, because this is the kind of deal that is going to save ratepayers and taxpayers resources for a long, long time to come.
Now, just you said it's a very long, complicated process. This is happening. I mean, I guarantee COVID didn't have anything to do with the slowdown of this. But explain to people, kind of just layman's terms, just like the easiest way possible of what this does. The sale of the ML&P, where those funds go to, and kind of how it works with the muni.
So Municipal Light and Power is a municipality-owned electric company. It basically is in the north part of town, the oldest part of town, and we sold it to the adjoining co-op, Chugach, and the funds from that will go into a trust fund that the municipality has, an existing trust fund, and primarily will go there. Some amounts of it can also be used to pay down existing municipal debt, but there are very tight restrictions on where those resources can go. And so that's why it's a good thing. It will result in lower utility rates because, instead of building a set of wires on one side of the street for ML&P and on another side of the street for Chugach, they can just do it once. That is going to result in reduced rates. I also think that, the financing for this right now, because the interest rates are so low, is one of the boons that has happened for Chugach. It means that there's additional savings that will be passed on to ratepayers over time. So this is really a bit of positive economic news.
Great news. Ethan Berkowitz joining us, Mayor of Anchorage, on this Hunker Down chat, which we've been doing for months now. I know the order that you had earlier for the closures of some restaurants and stuff, and that's ending at the end of this month, and we'll kind of reevaluate that. And how's that kind of going forward?
The progress has been really remarkable. We've heard from the state epidemiologists. They're crediting the effort that's been made here in Anchorage for helping drive state numbers, as well as the numbers here in the municipality. I know it's come at a real burden for the bars and the restaurants, and this is one of the unfortunate and unfair ways that COVID affects us all. We're trying to get some resources out to those businesses. We're looking at a package of about $25,000 per business that was shut down, $15,000 for businesses that were significantly affected, and $5,000 for businesses that were marginally affected. So those are resources that should be being dispersed sometime. The plan should be announced sometime this week in more detail, and the application process begin. But we want to kick that money out quickly.
Great. Now, staying on that positive note, do you have any other kind of nuggets out there that maybe we haven't heard about, the good positive things that are going on in Anchorage?
Well, I'll give you another good bit of financial news. Is the bond rating agencies took a look at us because the municipality refinanced a number of our bonds recently and gave us the highest possible rating. They think that where the city is managing and how the city is managing its resources, it deserves recognition. And so we've been able to refinance our bonds, and that should save taxpayers significant amount of money over the next period of time where we're paying off those bonds. So that's a positive bit of news. I think the numbers on that are still being cranked, but we should get those numbers out in the next couple of days.
Great. Seeing some great things happening in the school district. Kids back at school. I know it's not something where we're seeing the bus stops filled with kids. How are your kids doing with school right now?
He has not been late once, which is really good.
That's a good thing. Hey, truancy. Nice. He's staying on top of it this year.
Yeah, it's the long walk to the computer that is really tough for him. I don't know what he's going to tell his kids and his grandkids about how difficult it was. He didn't have to walk 10 miles to school through the snow, uphill both ways. So he's going to have to come up with news stories to tell.
Awesome, Mayor. I just always enjoy the conversation with you. I know you're a busy man, and big things happening in the assembly. I know there's a vote and other things, discussions happening within the municipality tonight. So at the Lusac Library, we'll keep you updated. Anything else before we head out of here?
I just want to thank you for keeping it positive. I think there's a lot of heavy stuff out in the world, and there's a lot of divisiveness. And the more we can find the things that we all agree on, the more we can share our values and our hopes. I think that's a very positive way for us to move forward. There's going to be things that we disagree about, but I want to make sure that we do it in a way that recognizes that we all live in this community. We're all lucky to live here, and that there will be a tomorrow where we can hug each other and be in close proximity. So let's show the grace and the grit that we need.
We're all human. You're a neighbor and also a friend. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Be well and be safe.
Take care.